Hello, everyone. We are here with another episode of our content labs. As usual, we have tons to cover today. Carlos, How are you feeling about the topics that we have in
Oh,
the
I'm
list?
super excited. I'm always excited about nerding out or geeking out on SEO and on AI and content with you. So always looking forward to this discussion. And it's episode 7, so I'm impressed that
Seven or
we have
six?
made it this far.
I think I think six. I feel like we skipped. Did we skip one? No, no. I think we're at episode 6 right now.
Episode 6. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm too excited for the 7th, I guess. But yeah, well, let's dive into it. So why don't we start talking about Google finally showing some light at the end of the tunnel for publishers that were worried about attribution? So Google is finally starting to insert links in their AI generated response. So their SGE, there was a lot of uproar in the SEO community because SGE results weren't providing links or attribution to where the content was generated from. So there's finally starting to show links. Definitely good for publishers and also good for users. I guess we'll have to wait and see how things settle, but it looks like we're in the right direction. And some of SEOs have welcomed this news with open arms, of course. So stay tuned to see where things end up on that front. Um, 3 new things that you can do with generative AI. So, of course, Google keeps improving their generative AI tools, and now one of the things that you will be able to see or do with generative AI is get a better understanding of your query. So Google's automatically providing some images or videos, so it helps you understand the information a little bit better. So that comes automatically in the response that is generated by AI. Number 2, you will get the responses faster. So they have cut the time in half in what it would take SGE to generate a response. And 3, um, they are just giving you more links. So what we just talked about, they're finally inserting links. So what they're saying is that the summary or the information provided is expected to give a high level overview. And then if you want to learn more, so there is a link to the source of information, so you can go there and learn more. So Google continues to invest in the product and improve the experience. So good for you, Google. It looks like we're in the right path. Okay, Nisam, you are going to talk about fixing a bug that shows 5 ads on top of the SERP.
Well, that was an interesting one. Remember, like the couple of weeks ago, you and I were talking about ads taking over the within the fold. So when you search
Yeah.
for a keyword, we don't even see the organic results until we scroll through, let's say, 4 or 5 or 6 ads. I think, yeah, there was tons that we always see. So they're saying it is a bug, right? That is causing them to show 5 ads. How convenient it is,
Is it?
right?
What a convenient bug. Is it a bug or a feature?
Exactly. So, I mean, even if it is, let's say, 4, they're saying that sometimes they show up to like 4 ads, but isn't that too much, right? You are not showing any value to the organic listing at all. Like most of the time, I encourage our audience to go and search for a keyword and see how early you see the organic result. You wouldn't see it within the fold, the first fold. You have to scroll down. However, they're saying that it is because of the bug, and they are fixing it to show less than 5 ads or less than 4 or within 4, maybe max 4 ads on top of the search result.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit cynical about this one, Nisam, to be honest with you, because it seems very convenient that they're going to show 4 or 5 ads. Of course, they're going to be making more money if they show more ads. And it's there really user experience is really bad. It's very distracting. You have to scroll down a lot, and also as a content producer or a content creator, you just have less visibility or less chances of getting clicks. So
Hmm.
what we keep telling people, I keep telling clients, is you gotta diversify your channels. You gotta diversify out of search, especially now that we don't know what AI powered search is gonna do to traffic. So another reminder of okay, keep diversifying, using other platforms, and build your own audience. But okay, we'll see if Google is gonna fix this bug. All right, next, Google Business Profiles is automating FAQs page. So this is a new feature for your Google Business Profile. where you can actually click and ask Google to automate some frequently asked questions. You can also submit what do you want those questions to be. So very interesting feature. If you have Google My Business profile, you should take advantage of this. So better user experience as well, and good for business. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on this, Nisam?
I mean, FAQs are very important, obviously, when it comes to, let's say, local SEOs. If you if you optimize your FAQs properly, it will even help you rank better in local SEO search as well, for sure. So the automation is, they're just going to take your business information, the basics, right? But that is not going to go into like details of your services and the benefits that your customers are going to get from your business. So I would say, sure, let them do it, but you should review it just to make sure if it is accurate, and most importantly, go beyond just the automation. Go
Yeah.
and you can add your own FAQs.
You can add up to 10 unique questions and answer to the automatic FAQ if they're not covered. So there's flexibility to add your own and let also Google come up with the automated FAQs. But I think it's a good feature. I think people definitely need to take advantage of this, especially local SEO people and business that rely highly on traffic from Google My Business profile. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else do we have on the docket?
So the one of I mean I'm not sure if it is a favorite feature or search operator, the operator called related search. You could actually put your domain in Google search and then add related operator at the beginning to see what Google thinks that what sites are related to your website. And now the way they look at the related site is, a bunch of metrics they obviously haven't disclosed or wouldn't disclose. But I think the some context they provide is like in the relevancy between content, the topic that you're covering. So this is definitely a very great feature. I would say that they just said that they're going to remove this feature. I'm not sure why, but they said that they might work on an alternative to get something similar in future. But while you have this operator available, I would strongly recommend go to Google, search related, and then obviously add your site to see who is your competitor that Google thinks your competitors are, and then try to take advantage of more competitive research, trying to understand what they're covering in terms of content, what they're ranking for, and try to kind of gain some traction, or I wouldn't say steal, but sort of like outrank them for the keywords that you rank for your site as well.
Okay, well, excellent, Sam. Thanks for covering that. And let's go back to AI for a second. So I don't know, for some of you that might have seen, Google pitched the New York Times a tool to help reporters come up with, I guess, a draft or some AI generative tool to help reporters create their articles. There's been some, I think, mixed reviews on that what pitch was from Google to New York Times. I guess the Google people say, like, we think reporters can use generative AI to make their life easier, automating some of the tasks. Look, this is not a novelty. This is not different than all the copywriting tools that are out there to help copywriters and help writers and content creators to create content faster or easier. So I think there is the debate of how much human essence needs to go into the journalistic, just the journalistic endeavor, the journalistic task. So we'll have to see. I don't know. It's not clear. So New York Times didn't comment, so it's not clear whether they were happy with the pitch or not. But also Google is saying that they're approaching the smaller publishers. So I don't really know what that means. But also, why is the New York Times involved? Like, the New York Times is not a small publisher. It is a strange story, but it's very, very interesting because Google is pitching media outlets in their generative tools. So it's a very interesting one. We'll see how this settles.
Well, so when I was reading the news, I went back to the original article that New York Times actually published. I feel like it was a little bit misleading. Their title says Google tests AI tool that is able to write news article which is why I believe like that Google had to come and say like, no, it is not going to write it for you. It's just going to help you. I mean, there's all this Copilot out there, right? Copilot software, the AI powered Copilot tools that will help you write better or maybe save time. But I think it is definitely, as you said, a very interesting one to kind of watch out for, to see what actually come up at the end uh, of their journey or whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm very curious to. I wonder if there is a study out there, some statistics where how many journalists are really adopting AI to help them.
Hmm.
And well, what qualifies a journal? Just a journalist, or just a copywriter?
Yeah,
Anyway, we'll see how it shapes up
yeah.
in the next few months. All right, what do you have?
So, So talking about news site and news stories, one of the guidance that Google recently updated as the for content syndication partner. So especially for news sites, when you have news, you syndicate those content with your partners. So ideally, when you do that, make sure that you ask them or send the meta tag with it to make sure that they included no index meta tag. If you don't want that content to be published or indexed by Google News Bot or even Google in general, definitely add the meta no index tag. And if you have multiple pages or multiple section of your site that you publish the similar content, definitely add real canonical tag to make sure that you are not trying to create duplicate content. So just like a guidance that Google recently updated to make sure that you follow that, and they have been really not vocal about it, but they mentioned it a couple of times as well. Make sure that you don't create duplicate content, and when you do, make sure you use the proper tags to tell Google that there is already similar content or out there somewhere.
Yeah, really, really insightful and useful tip. Thank you, Nissan, for that. So this is not new, but it's always good to hear it again and again. And it's you got to give it to Google; they're very consistent in their messaging. So I think John Mueller came out saying, if you're creating fake personas to create fake reviews, you're just fooling yourself, right? So there's a lot of people that want to game the system, right, and create all these fake reviews to boost your credibility. So, and he was in his tweet, he was bringing up the example of somebody that had created a bunch of LinkedIn fake accounts or fake personas to try to build credibility of the author of the content. Like anything in life, this is not just about Google. Like if you try to take a shortcut, it's going to bite you in the rear at some point. So this particular person that was creating all these fake profiles in LinkedIn got 90% of those suspended. So like there is no free lunch. You just got to do the work. So if you're going to be credible, you need to build credibility, right? Or borrow it from somebody else, but has to be real credibility. So Google also went out and sued somebody that was creating or selling fake reviews for Google My Business profile. So, a good reminder, there is no free lunch. There is no shortcut. There is no way to game the system. And now with all the AI and all the technology that Google and other platforms have, they're going to catch you. It's just playing cat and mouse. So just do just do the work, and then you'll be in the clear. There is no, it's like fad diets, or like like the best way to be in shape is exercise and eating what you eat, right? There's no shortcut to
There's
that.
no
it's,
shortcut.
it's similar to you creating the right traffic and the right audience. You have to do the work. You can you can you're welcome to go and try to create all these fake reviews and fake personas, but you know that you might be just fooling yourself. So good reminder on that front.
Yeah, talking about gaming the system, lots of people I mean, still probably does that they just go and buy links. If you do that, definitely, that is also going to come and bite you. But the point I wanted to talk to you guys about is the disavow, the features that Google has. So obviously this feature is not available within Search Console, and there is various reason why. And John Mueller, he has been like really upfront about this with everyone. It's like, if you don't know how to use it, do not use it. And most importantly, if you didn't buy link, the recent statement that he made, if you didn't buy links, you don't have to disavow your links, because there will be spam attacks. To be honest, for our site, our content site, we do get quite a lot of spam attacks as well. But we are very methodical about it. We literally go through each link, go to the site, make sure it is a true spam site and true spam domain, and that's when we go and disavow it. Now, based on Google statement, we probably shouldn't. We don't even have to do it anymore. But honestly, like, I just feel like for my peace of mind, I just want to make sure that we do it to cover our bases. But I think publicly, what I would say is, we are going to stop doing it as well. We are going to stop using disavow file features completely, and not going to submit the spam links or whatever that is getting to Google. But whenever you see the SEMrush backlinks report, like, tons of toxic backlinks, it just scares you. I know it is difficult to not to be scared. I get scared too every time I see that toxic backlinks report. I would say maybe hold tight, see if it is actually affecting your ranking and your overall site's performance. One thing they did, John mentioned that, though, if you have manual action penalty, only then you should take care of it. Only then you should go and disavow it. But if you don't have manual action penalty, probably you don't have to worry about it. And if you think about it, they already know which sites are spam. So if they keep, if they see that tons of spam links are pointing to multiple sites, they're going to just ban that domain instead of like going after you. So just trust the system. At least I think in this case, they are very. He didn't say it depends. He was actually very clear. So I
Their
think you
favorite
should
answer, their favorite response. Yeah, no, but
right.
this is really helpful, Nisam. I appreciate it. I think this will be helpful for some people listening and thinking about their links. So, because it seems that this should be the John Mueller episode, there's another. There was another article in SEO Roundtable recently talking about this myth, busting the myth that by you putting links in your site to high authority sites, it will boost your rankings. That is not true, people. The fact that you put a link to Wikipedia is not going to help your rankings, right? I guess the question is that you have to ask yourself: is this link going to be helpful for the user? If the answer is yes, go ahead and link. Don't put links just for the fact of for the sake of putting links, because also you think it's going to give you a boost. Only put links if they're helpful to your user. Again, Joe Mueller came out and busting that myth. Good reminder again on linking to authoritative sites.
Another news from Google. So they did another episode, just a dedicated episode, and it's called "Let's Pick a Domain Name," which was very interesting. I was actually listening to the whole thing twice. It was funny and also very interactive. They talked about, when you pick your domain, what type of domain should you pick? What domain extension do you put? Like, do you choose .com versus any other specific
Mm-hmm.
extension that you want? One thing that actually stood out to me, which was, when you're choosing a domain, make sure that you don't choose something that could be associated with like spam. So spammers usually pick domain like xyz.com or something else, right? So always obviously stay away from it. Obviously, for big brand, they wouldn't go after domains like this. And most importantly, sometimes another myth, Carlos, which you mentioned about, like, linking to authoritative site. Another, I would say, big myth in the industry is that if you have keywords in the domain name, you would rank higher in the SERP, which used to be the case. I've seen it multiple times, but I feel like it isn't the case anymore. I think that Google isn't trying to trick you, obviously, not to use keywords in the domain name. Just think about your brand. Like, if you're building a brand, think about your brand. And I think that's what the whole episode is all about, right? Just be strategic about choosing a domain name. Just don't go just buy and domain and just start building a website, right? So that was very interesting to listen to, obviously. And I would say, like, our listeners, if you are planning to buy a new domain, just be strategic about it instead of just going and buying any domain that you can get your hands on.
So what you're saying is that we shouldn't buy dentistnearme.com?
we we should go and buy quite a lot of content sorry content writing, ebook content writing services. Yes.
Keywordcontentwriting.com. Fair enough. But in terms of extensions, what do you think is because now .com domains are more scarce, are harder to come by, but
Hmm.
you also have .io, .co. So is there any guidance around the type of extension that people should choose? Because of course you cannot probably take org or edu unless you are a non-for-profit or a education
Or
institution.
education, yeah.
But others should people choose if the .com is not available?
The interesting thing is the .com, obviously .com.org, those are top level domain, right? And the geo domain is .co .c and then .ca for Canada, .co.uk for UK, .eu for Europe. And they are trying to obviously treat as many domain extension as possible as a top level domain. For example, we covered .ai a couple of episodes ago, right? That they are considering .ai as a top level domain. So you could pick something relevant to your industry. So there's like new fancy extensions .agencies. So if you're a marketing
Whoa.
agency, you can pick .agencies, right? So there's a lot more domain extension available than it used to in the past. So you have choices, and they obviously will treat them accordingly. But there is a list actually. John Muller's he was mentioning in the video, or in the not the video, sorry, the episode, that there's a list of domain that they consider as a top level domain. I will try to include that in our video or the newsletter when you send it out. So just like go through the list to pick the one that you think is relevant to your business. It doesn't have to be .com. It obviously doesn't have to, but if you could, that's great. But yeah, just try to be more strategic about it.
Okay, I think that's a wrap for today, Nisam. It was another episode packed of news. AI, of course, always part of the menu, but I hope the audience got really good tips with your comments around spam, around links, etc., and also some guidance and direction and or opinion on all that is going on around generative AI and creating good content. So anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this episode, and until the next one.
Yes, absolutely. Until the next one, take care, everybody.